June 22nd, 1941. Nazi Germany launches Operation Barbarossa. 3 million soldiers pour across the Soviet border. July 3rd. Kiev is bombed. 73 students die in one university building. July 4th. A 24-year-old history student named Lyudmila Pavlichenko walks into a military recruitment office. The officer behind the desk looks up annoyed. Medical unit is down the hall. Lyudmila does not move. I am here to enlist as infantry. The officer laughs, actually laughs. Go home, girl. War is not for women. Lyudmila steps closer. Her voice is calm, but her hands are shaking. My best friend burned to death yesterday. I could hear her screaming from outside the library. I am not going home. The officer stops laughing. You cannot handle combat. You have never seen blood. Test me. What? Give me a rifle. Test me. If I fail, I leave. If I pass you, enlist me. The officer shrugs, hands her a Mosin Nagant, points at a fence post 100 meters away. Lyudmila raises the rifle, breathes, fires 5 rounds. All 5 hit center mass. The officer stares at the fence post, then at her. Where did you learn to shoot like that? I have been shooting since I was 14, top marksman in regional competitions. Silence. The officer stamps her papers. 25th Rifle Division, Sniper Unit. You ship out tomorrow. Lyudmila takes the papers. Her hands have stopped shaking. 11 months later, she would have 309 confirmed kills. 36 of them enemy snipers. The deadliest female sniper in human history. And her secret weapon was something Soviet command called suicidal. She used herself as bait. August 8, 1941. 5:47 in the morning. Belyayevka, Ukraine. Lyudmila crouches behind rubble. 4 months in the Red Army. 0 kills. She is watching a German sniper through her scope. The German is aiming at someone 40 meters to her left. Sergeant Dmitry Kravchenko, 32 years old, married, 2 children. Yesterday, he shared his bread with her when she had not eaten in 18 hours. Now he is about to die, and he does not know it. Lyudmila's instructor's voice echoes in her head. Do not think about killing. Think about solving a problem. Distance, wind, target movement. It is mathematics, not murder. 280 meters. Light crosswind from the west. Target stationary. Her finger touches the trigger. This is the moment. Either she can kill, or she cannot. Either she is a soldier, or she is a student pretending to be one. She squeezes. The rifle kicks. Through her scope, she sees the German's helmet jerk backward. Gone. Kravchenko looks around confused. Does not know what happened. Does not know he was 2 seconds from death. Lyudmila chambers another round. Scans for threats. Her hands are steady. Her breathing is controlled. She feels nothing. No guilt. No satisfaction. Just one question. Where is the next one? The first sniper Lyudmila loses is Lieutenant Anna Morozova, August 19th. Morozova has been a sniper for 8 months. 47 confirmed kills. She follows doctrine perfectly. Find concealment. Take the shot. Move to secondary position. Never stay more than 30 minutes. Never fire more than 3 shots from same location. Morozova does everything right. Positions herself in bombed apartment building. 3rd floor. Takes out a German machine gun crew at 320 meters. Moves to 2nd floor. Waits 20 minutes. Kills a German officer at 280 meters. Starts moving to ground floor. A German sniper shoots her through the stairwell window. Lyudmila is 1 floor below. She hears the shot. Hears Morozova fall. Hears the Germans laughing. They know they killed a Soviet sniper. Lyudmila finds her body. Morozova's eyes are still open. Lyudmila closes them. You did everything right, she whispers. Everything right, and you still died. The second sniper she loses is Corporal Viktor Stepanov. August 27th, 19 years old. 6 weeks as sniper. 11 confirmed kills. Good kid. Eager. He sets up in a drainage ditch. Perfect concealment. Takes out 2 Germans at dawn. Follows doctrine. Stays low. Waits 15 minutes. Prepares to move. A German artillery shell lands directly in his ditch. Nothing left to bury. By September, Lyudmila has watched 7 snipers die. 7. Every single one followed doctrine. Every single one was predictable. Every single one is dead. She sits alone at night running the numbers in her head. Soviet sniper takes position. Engages target. Germans triangulate. Counter-sniper responds. Soviet sniper dies. Same pattern. Every time. The doctrine is killing them. A soldier named Boris finds her staring at the ceiling. You should sleep. I am thinking. About what? About how to stop dying. Boris sits down. Doctrine says, doctrine is wrong. Boris stares at her. That is dangerous talk. 7 snipers are dead. That is dangerous reality. She looks at him. The Germans know how we fight. They know we hide, shoot, relocate. They position themselves to intercept. We are predictable. Predictable means dead. So what do you suggest? Lyudmila is quiet for a long moment. Then she says something that makes Boris's face go pale. I am going to make them shoot at me first. The technique is simple. Insane, but simple. 2 nests instead of 1. 4 to 6 meters apart. Decoy in the primary nest. Helmet on stick. Stuffed sleeve. Anything that looks human from 300 meters. Lyudmila hides in secondary nest. Watches. Waits. When German sniper shoots at decoy muzzle flash, gives away position. She has 2 to 4 seconds before they realize the decoy is fake. 2 to 4 seconds to acquire target aim fire. If she misses, she is dead. If she hits, she resets and does it again. Boris shakes his head. Command will court-martial you. Command is not dying out here. I am. This violates every principle of sniper warfare. So did Morozova. So did Stepanov. So did all 7 of them. They followed principles, and they are in the ground. Boris has no answer. Lyudmila checks her rifle. I am done following rules that do not work. September 3rd, 1941, 5:30 in the morning. Lyudmila tests the technique for the first time. Ruined cellar near front lines. German positions 340 meters away. She sets up the decoy. Helmet propped on debris. Looks like a sniper observing. She hides 5 meters to the right. Rifle aimed at most likely German position. And she waits. 45 minutes. Nothing moves. Her muscles ache. Eyes water from staring through scope. Insects crawl across her hands. She does not move. A voice in her head screams at her. This is stupid. This will not work. You are going to die for nothing. She ignores it. 6:17 in the morning. A shot cracks across no man's land. Her decoy's helmet jerks backward. Someone took the bait. Lyudmila scans. There. 320 meters. Muzzle flash. Figure shifting behind brick wall. She has 3 seconds. Her crosshairs settle. She cannot see details. Just a shape. She fires. The figure drops. She does not wait to confirm. Abandons position. Moves 40 meters west. Sets up in different building. Watches. 2 German soldiers appear. Dragging a body. Confirmed kill. It worked. It worked. Lyudmila allows herself one moment. Just one. She thinks of Morozova. Of Stepanov. Of all 7. I am going to kill every single one of them, she whispers. For you. October 1941. Lyudmila has 78 confirmed kills, 22 of them German snipers. Word spreads through Soviet units. The woman sniper who hunts the hunters. Officers come to her. Lieutenant Volkov arrives on October 12th. His eyes are red. He has not slept in days. My platoon has lost 9 men in 4 days. One German sniper. He shoots from different positions, kills officers, radio operators, anyone important. My men refuse to move during daylight. They are terrified. He puts a bottle of vodka on the table. Please, kill him. Lyudmila pushes the vodka back. Keep it. You look like you need it more than I do. You will help. I will help. Not for vodka. For Morozova. For Stepanov. For every sniper the Germans have killed. She studies the railway junction for 2 days. Maps every position. Counts buildings. Measures distances. The German is smart. Never shoots from same place twice. But he has to shoot. And when he shoots, he has to be somewhere. She sets up her trap. Decoy that looks like Soviet officer. Visible from 8 possible German positions. She hides 12 meters away. 6:30 in the morning. Decoy stands in open. Nothing happens for 40 minutes. 7:11. Shot comes. Decoy's helmet spins away. Lyudmila sees the muzzle flash. 420 meters. Inside a destroyed train car. Brilliant hiding spot. She adjusts for distance and wind. The German is moving. She has 5 seconds. She fires. Through her scope, she sees him jerk backward. He stumbles. Not dead. Wounded. Trying to escape. She chambers another round. Fires again. He drops. Volkov's men move in afterward. Find the German dead inside the boxcar. 2 shots, shoulder and head. His logbook lists 67 confirmed kills. Volkov finds Lyudmila afterward. How did you know where he was? I did not know. I made him shoot first. Then I killed him. That is not mathematics. That is courage, or insanity. Lyudmila shrugs. Probably both. The Germans put a bounty on her. 100 Reichsmarks, then 500, then 1,000. German propaganda broadcasts call her the devil woman. Say she is a myth. Say no woman could kill that many Germans. Lyudmila hears the broadcasts, finds them funny. They are so scared they cannot believe I exist, she tells Boris. Good. Scared enemies make mistakes. She starts leaving signatures. Piece of ribbon near her shooting position. Playing card on dead German snipers. Red Queen. Soviet propaganda names her Lady Death. Newspapers publish stories. Lyudmila never confirms or denies anything. Let them believe what they want. Belief creates fear. Fear creates mistakes. Mistakes create opportunities. She pauses. And opportunities create confirmed kills. November 7th, 1941. Sevastopol. A German sniper has killed 11 Soviet soldiers in 3 days. Officers, sergeants, anyone who gives orders. Nobody can locate him. Nobody can counter him. Major Chernov calls Lyudmila to headquarters, shows her photographs of the dead, entry wounds, perfect placement, every shot fatal. He is destroying our command structure. Officers are afraid to show themselves. The entire sector is paralyzed. He looks at her. You have 48 hours. Find him. Kill him. If you fail, this sector collapses. Lyudmila studies the photographs. I need to see the kill locations. Why? Because I need to think like him. She spends 2 days mapping angles, plotting trajectories, studying terrain. The German changes positions constantly. Never shoots from same place twice. He follows doctrine perfectly, just like Morozova did. Lyudmila identifies 3 most likely positions. Then she makes a decision that terrifies even her. No decoy this time. She will be the bait, her own body, standing in the open. If she is wrong about his position, she will be dead before she hits the ground. This is suicide, Boris says when she tells him. Maybe. You do not have to do this. 11 soldiers are dead. More will die if I do not. She checks her rifle. I am not going to watch more friends die because I was too scared to try. November 8th. 5:42 in the morning. Lyudmila wears an officer's coat, too big for her. She stands in the open near command post, right where officers usually gather. Her rifle is 4 meters away, propped behind rubble, aimed at the destroyed church tower. If she is right about his position, she has 2 seconds to dive, grab the rifle, aim, fire. If she is wrong, she is dead. She stands there for 17 minutes, every nerve screaming, every instinct telling her to take cover. Wind blows cold, heart pounds, sweat runs down her back. She counts seconds. 120 seconds in the open, 120 seconds as a target. Nothing happens. Maybe he is not there. Maybe he moved. Maybe this whole plan is... The shot comes at 5:59. She hears it before she feels it. Crack of a rifle, snap of a bullet passing centimeters from her head. So close it parts her hair. She dives left, hits ground, grabs rifle, swings toward church tower. Through scope she sees him. 3rd floor. Figure moving back from opening. 3 seconds before he is concealed. She does not calculate, does not adjust, points and fires. Instinct shot. The figure jerks, staggers, falls backward into darkness. She stays down, watches, waits. 3 minutes. Nothing moves. 10 minutes. No return fire. 15 minutes. Boris's clearing team enters the church. They reach the 3rd floor. Boris appears at tower opening. Waves. All clear. Target down. Confirmed kill. Lyudmila lowers her rifle. Her hands are shaking, not from fear, from adrenaline crash. She just survived a sniper duel, made herself bait, took an impossible shot, and won. They find his logbook, 94 confirmed kills. His rifle is custom modified. This was no ordinary sniper. This was a hunter. And she killed him. She thinks of Morozova again. Thinks of all 7 snipers who died following doctrine. I told you, she whispers to ghosts only she can see. I told you I would kill them all. By May 1942, Lyudmila Pavlichenko has 309 confirmed kills, 36 enemy snipers, 187 officers and NCOs. She uses the bait technique in at least 60 engagements, maybe more. She is wounded 4 times. Refuses evacuation every time. Her methods are being taught in Soviet sniper schools. The doctrine is changing. Aggressive tactics, psychological warfare, using the enemy's expectations against them. All because one woman decided predictable meant dead. But her war is not over. In Part 2, we will see how Lady Death faces her greatest challenge yet, a German counter-sniper unit specifically designed to hunt her. 12 of their best marksmen, against 1 woman. The hunt begins. 309 confirmed kills, 36 enemy snipers, 1 woman against the entire German war machine. In Part 1, we saw how Lyudmila Pavlichenko transformed from a history student into Lady Death. We saw her develop a technique Soviet doctrine called suicidal, using herself as bait, drawing fire, killing whoever shot at her. We saw her defeat a legendary German sniper in a duel that should have killed her. But success on the battlefield does not mean acceptance from command. And in November 1941, Lyudmila Pavlichenko was about to face an enemy far more dangerous than any German sniper. Soviet military bureaucracy. Her kill count was rising. Her methods were working. And her commanders wanted her to stop. Because in the Red Army, being right was not enough. You had to be right the approved way. And Lyudmila's way was anything but approved. November 15, 1941. Sevastopol. Colonel Dmitry Krylov summons Lyudmila to headquarters. She has heard of Krylov. Old guard. 30 years in the military. Fought in the Civil War. Believes in doctrine the way priests believe in scripture. She enters his office. Krylov does not look up from his papers. Close the door. She closes it. Sit. She sits. Silence. Krylov continues reading. 1 minute. 2 minutes. A power play, making her wait. Finally he looks up. His eyes are cold. Junior Lieutenant Pavlichenko, you have been filing irregular combat reports. My reports are accurate, Comrade Colonel. Your reports describe tactics that violate sniper doctrine. My tactics work. Your tactics are unauthorized. He slams his hand on the desk. You have been using yourself as bait, exposing positions deliberately, engaging without proper concealment protocols. I have 309 confirmed kills. I do not care about your kills. Lyudmila stares at him, does not understand. Comrade Colonel, I am killing Germans. Is that not the objective? The objective is to follow orders. The objective is discipline. The objective is a functioning military structure where soldiers do not invent their own tactics because they think they know better than doctrine developed over decades. He stands, walks around the desk, towers over her. You are teaching other snipers your methods, without authorization, without approval. You are undermining the entire training structure. I am saving lives. 7 snipers died following doctrine before I... 7 snipers died because they were not skilled enough, not because doctrine failed. Lyudmila feels her hands clench. Morozova, Stepanov, all 7 of them, not skilled enough. The words burn. With respect, Comrade Colonel Morozova had 47 confirmed kills. She was one of our best. She followed doctrine perfectly. She died anyway. Then she made a mistake. Her mistake was being predictable. Doctrine made her predictable. The Germans knew exactly how she would move. Krylov's face hardens. You are dangerously close to insubordination, Junior Lieutenant. I am dangerously close to the truth. Silence. Krylov returns to his desk. Sits. His voice is quiet now. More dangerous than when he was shouting. You have 2 choices. Stop teaching your unauthorized methods immediately. Return to standard doctrine. Or face court-martial for undermining military discipline during wartime. Court-martial. During wartime. That meant firing squad. You have 24 hours to decide. Lyudmila stands, salutes, walks out. Her mind is racing. 24 hours. She could comply. Go back to doctrine. Watch more snipers die. Or she could fight. But how do you fight your own army? That night, Lyudmila sits alone in her quarters. Boris finds her staring at the wall. I heard about Krylov. Word travels fast. What are you going to do? I do not know. Boris sits beside her. There might be another way. What way? Major General Ivan Petrov, commander of the Coastal Army. He is not like Krylov. He cares about results, not doctrine. And he has the authority to authorize new tactics. Why would a major general listen to a junior lieutenant? Because his son was killed by a German sniper 3 weeks ago. Lieutenant Alexei Petrov, 22 years old, following doctrine perfectly when a German counter-sniper found him. Lyudmila looks at Boris. How do you know this? Everyone knows. Petrov has not been the same since. He has been asking questions, asking why our snipers keep dying, asking if there is a better way. A father who lost his son. A general looking for answers. Maybe. Just maybe. Can you get me a meeting? Boris hesitates. It is risky. If Krylov finds out you went over his head... Krylov already wants me court-martialed. I have nothing to lose. Boris nods. I will try. November 17th, 6:00 in the morning. Major General Petrov's headquarters. Lyudmila has not slept. She has spent the entire night preparing, organizing her evidence, memorizing her arguments. Petrov is a large man. Gray hair, deep lines on his face, eyes that have seen too much death. He gestures for her to sit. You are the sniper they call Lady Death. Yes, Comrade General. 309 kills. Impressive. Thank you, Comrade General. Colonel Krylov tells me you are a discipline problem. Says you refuse to follow doctrine. Says you are teaching unauthorized tactics. Krylov is correct. Petrov raises an eyebrow. You admit it. I admit I have developed new tactics. I admit they violate doctrine. I also admit they work better than anything we have tried before. She leans forward. Comrade General, I have lost 7 friends to German counter-snipers. 7. All of them followed doctrine. All of them died because our doctrine is predictable. The Germans know exactly how we fight. They anticipate our movements. They kill us before we can adapt. And your solution? Aggressive psychological tactics, using decoys, dual nest positions, drawing fire deliberately to locate and eliminate counter-snipers. Krylov says these tactics are suicidal. Krylov has not been on the front lines in 15 years. I have been there every day for 4 months. I have tested these tactics in 60 engagements. I have killed 36 enemy snipers. I have not lost a single student who uses my methods. Petrov is quiet, studying her. You know my son was killed. Yes, Comrade General, I am sorry. He was following doctrine, textbook positioning, perfect concealment. A German found him anyway. His voice cracks slightly. I keep asking myself, was there something else he could have done? Some other way? Lyudmila sees her opening. There was, and I can prove it. How? Give me an official test, supervised, documented. Let me demonstrate my methods against standard doctrine. If I fail, court-martial me. If I succeed, authorize my tactics for all sniper units. Petrov considers. The request is unusual, potentially career-ending for both of them if it goes wrong. But he is a father who lost his son, and he needs to know if that death could have been prevented. You have 1 week. I will arrange a controlled demonstration. Observers from multiple units. Everything documented. If your methods work, I will authorize them personally. If they fail, I understand. Do you? Because failure does not just mean your career. It means I endorsed a junior lieutenant over a colonel. It means my judgment is questioned. It means everything. Lyudmila meets his eyes. I will not fail. I cannot fail. Because if I do, more snipers die. More sons. More friends. More Morozovas and Stepanovs. Petrov nods slowly. 1 week. Do not make me regret this. November 24th, 1941. Testing ground outside Sevastopol. 5:30 in the morning. Temperature below freezing. Lyudmila has not slept in 2 days. She has been preparing the demonstration area, setting up scenarios, planning every detail. The observers begin arriving at 600. Colonel Krylov, Major General Petrov, 6 other officers from different units, 2 political commissars, everyone who matters, everyone who can make or break her. Krylov approaches her before the demonstration. His voice is a hiss. Whatever happens today, your career is finished. Even if you succeed, I will make sure you never advance beyond junior lieutenant. Lyudmila does not react. Thank you for the motivation, Comrade Colonel. The demonstration begins at 6:30. First scenario. Standard doctrine versus her method. 2 sniper positions, 1 using textbook concealment, 1 using her dual nest technique with decoy. A team of scouts plays the role of German counter-snipers. Their job is to locate and eliminate the sniper positions. The textbook position is found in 7 minutes. The scouts triangulate the shot, identify the position call in simulated artillery. Sniper eliminated. Lyudmila's position takes 34 minutes to locate. The scouts shoot at the decoy first, waste precious time. When they finally identify the real position, Lyudmila has already relocated twice. She eliminates 3 of the 4 scouts before they can respond. Krylov scoffs. Controlled conditions means nothing. Second scenario. Counter-sniper engagement. Lyudmila versus a Soviet marksman playing the role of German counter-sniper. Both positioned 300 meters apart. Both trying to locate and eliminate the other. The Soviet marksman is good. 12 years experience. 40 confirmed kills. He follows doctrine perfectly. Sets up an excellent concealment. Waits for Lyudmila to expose herself. Lyudmila does not play his game. She sets up a decoy. Waits. The marksman sees movement. Takes the shot. Hits the decoy. His muzzle flash reveals his position. Lyudmila fires. Simulation hit. Time elapsed. 4 minutes, 23 seconds. The marksman stands up, shakes his head. I never saw her real position. I shot at what I thought was her. She killed me before I realized my mistake. Third scenario, the one that will decide everything. Active hunting in simulated urban environment. Destroyed buildings. Multiple hiding spots. Lyudmila against 3 experienced snipers working together. Her job is to eliminate all 3. Their job is to survive for 30 minutes. The 3 snipers spread out. Take defensive positions. Follow doctrine. Lyudmila studies the terrain. Identifies likely positions based on sight lines and escape routes. Just like she did with the church tower German. She does not rush. Sets up her first position. Places a decoy visible from 2 of the 3 likely enemy locations. Waits. 7 minutes. Nothing. The 3 snipers are patient, disciplined. They are not taking the bait. Lyudmila adjusts, moves closer, more aggressive positioning. Makes her decoy more visible, more tempting. 11 minutes. Still nothing. Krylov smirks, whispers to Petrov. She is wasting time. Doctrine says patience. She is getting impatient, making mistakes. Lyudmila hears him, ignores him. She knows what she is doing. She is not getting impatient. She is reading the enemy, understanding their psychology. They are scared. They know her reputation. They are being overly cautious. Fear makes people predictable in a different way. They will not shoot at uncertain targets, but they will shoot at certain ones. Lyudmila does something unexpected. She stands up, partially. Just her shoulder and head visible above the rubble. Exposed. For exactly 3 seconds. Then drops. One of the 3 snipers fires. Instinct. The muzzle flash gives away his position. Lyudmila already has her rifle aimed at that sector. She fires. Simulation hit. First sniper eliminated. Time elapsed. 14 minutes. The other 2 snipers panic. Their teammate is down. The woman they were hunting is hunting them. One of them breaks cover. Tries to relocate. Movement in an urban environment. Lyudmila catches it. Fires. Second sniper eliminated. Time elapsed. 17 minutes. 1 left. This one is smart. Does not move. Does not shoot. Perfect discipline. But perfect discipline means perfect predictability. He is in one of 3 remaining positions with good sight lines. Lyudmila does not search for him. She denies him targets. Moves through dead zones. Areas with no sight lines. Circles around. Gets behind where doctrine says he should be positioned. She finds him. Exactly where doctrine predicted. She fires. Third sniper eliminated. Total time. 22 minutes. Against 3 experienced snipers working together. Using her methods. 22 minutes. 0 losses. The observers are silent. Krylov's face is pale. Petrov steps forward. Time. 22 minutes. Comrade General. Casualties. 0 friendly. 3 enemy. Petrov turns to the assembled officers. Gentlemen, we have just watched a junior lieutenant eliminate 3 experienced snipers in less than half the allotted time. Using tactics our doctrine calls suicidal. He pauses. I am authorizing immediate implementation of these methods in all sniper training programs. Colonel Krylov will oversee the transition. Krylov looks like he has swallowed poison. Comrade General, I must protest. Your protest is noted and rejected. Results matter more than tradition. Junior Lieutenant Pavlichenko has proven her methods work. We will use them. Lyudmila allows herself 1 moment. Just 1. She has won. December 1941. Lyudmila travels between Soviet units, training snipers, teaching her methods. It is exhausting work. Many do not want to learn. We have been doing this for years. Some girl thinks she knows better. Lyudmila does not argue. She demonstrates, shows them the dual nest technique, shows them how decoys work, shows them how to think like the enemy. Some refuse to listen. They die within weeks, following doctrine that the Germans have already decoded. Others learn, adapt, survive. By January 1942, Soviet sniper casualties have dropped by 40% in units using her methods. 40%. German losses to sniper fire have increased by 60%. 60%. The numbers do not lie. More importantly, experienced snipers are surviving long enough to train others. Knowledge is spreading, multiplying. What started as one woman's desperate innovation is becoming standard practice. German intelligence notices the change. Reports start appearing in Wehrmacht documents. Soviet snipers are operating differently. More aggressive, less predictable, harder to locate, harder to kill. The reports mention a name: Pavlichenko, the woman they call Lady Death. The Germans put a bounty on her. 10,000 Reichsmarks, dead or alive. The highest bounty on any Soviet soldier. But Lyudmila does not know about the bounty. She does not know that German command has made a decision. A special unit. 12 of their best marksmen. Counter-sniper specialists. One mission: find and kill Lyudmila Pavlichenko. They call it Operation Lady Death. 12 hunters, against one woman. And they are already on their way to Sevastopol. In Part 3, we will see the deadliest sniper duel of the Second World War. 12 German marksmen versus one Soviet woman. A hunt that will last 3 weeks. Cost 17 lives. And force Lyudmila to make a choice that will haunt her forever. The hunters have become the hunted. And Lady Death is about to learn that there are some enemies even she cannot defeat alone. The real war begins now. From history student to Lady Death. 309 confirmed kills, 36 enemy snipers. In Part 1, we saw Lyudmila Pavlichenko develop a technique Soviet doctrine called suicidal, using herself as bait. In Part 2, we saw her fight Soviet bureaucracy, prove her methods worked, train a new generation of snipers. Soviet sniper casualties dropped 40%. German losses increased 60%. The numbers did not lie. But success has consequences. When you kill enough Germans, the Germans notice. When you train others to kill even more Germans, the Germans react. In December 1941, Wehrmacht intelligence identified a single name responsible for the transformation of Soviet sniper tactics: Pavlichenko. They put a bounty on her head. 10,000 Reichsmarks, the highest bounty on any Soviet soldier. But money was not enough. They needed certainty. They needed professionals. 12 of Germany's deadliest marksmen. One mission: kill Lady Death. They called it Operation Teufelsjagd, Devil Hunt. Devil, and they were already inside Sevastopol's perimeter. December 12, 1941. Wehrmacht headquarters in Simferopol. Colonel Ernst Vogel reads the latest casualty reports. His face grows pale. In the past 6 weeks, German sniper units have lost 43 men in the Sevastopol sector alone. 43. Before October, the average was 7 per month. Now it is nearly 11 per week. Something has changed. Soviet snipers are not fighting the same way anymore. They are aggressive, unpredictable. They set traps. They hunt German hunters. Vogel calls an emergency meeting. Intelligence officers spread photographs across the table. Captured Soviet documents. Interrogation transcripts. Training manuals recovered from dead Soviet snipers. All of them mention the same techniques: dual nest positioning, decoy systems, aggressive psychological tactics. All of them trace back to one source: Pavlichenko. Vogel says the name like a curse. A woman, a 24-year-old history student, is responsible for 43 dead German snipers. Major Werner Hoffmann speaks up. He commands the Wehrmacht's elite counter-sniper school. She has changed how they fight. Our men are trained to counter Soviet doctrine. But Soviet doctrine no longer exists. She replaced it. Then we replace her. Permanently. Vogel authorizes Operation Teufelsjagd. 12 men. Handpicked from the best sniper units in the Wehrmacht. Average kill count 67 confirmed. Average experience 4 years. They are not ordinary soldiers. They are specialists. Hunters who have never failed to kill their target. Their leader is Oberfeldwebel Klaus Brenner. 89 confirmed kills. Veteran of Poland-France and the Eastern Front. He has killed Soviet snipers before, many of them. He studies Lyudmila's file for 3 days, memorizes her tactics, her patterns, her psychology. She uses herself as bait, he tells his team. She draws fire, kills whoever shoots at her. Clever, but predictable in its own way. She needs someone to shoot first. We will not shoot first. We will wait. We will watch. We will find her pattern, and then we will kill her. December 15th. The 12 hunters enter Sevastopol's combat zone. They split into pairs, 6 two-man teams, covering different sectors, all of them looking for one woman. The hunt begins, but Lyudmila does not know she is being hunted. Not yet. December 18th. Lyudmila loses her first student in 6 weeks, Sergeant Yuri Volkov, 20 years old. Trained personally by Lyudmila. 31 confirmed kills. He was good. Really good. He followed her methods perfectly. Set up a dual nest. Used a decoy. Waited for the enemy to shoot first. The enemy never shot. Volkov got impatient. Moved to reposition. A German sniper killed him mid-movement. Single shot. Through the throat. Lyudmila examines the kill site. Something is wrong. The shot came from an unexpected angle. Low position. Ground level. Germans prefer elevated positions. This one did not. This one anticipated where Volkov would move. This one knew the tactics. They are learning, Boris says. No, they already learned. Someone taught them. 2 days later. Private Katya Sidorova, 19 years old, one of Lyudmila's best students. 17 confirmed kills, found dead in her secondary nest. Not her primary, her secondary. The German knew about the dual nest system, knew which position was real, knew which was decoy, shot her through the skull before she could react. Lyudmila feels something she has not felt in months. Fear. Not fear of death. Fear of failure. Her methods are being countered. Her students are dying. Someone out there is hunting her hunters. December 22nd. Another death. December 24th. 2 more. In 1 week, Lyudmila loses 5 trained snipers. 5. All of them using her methods. All of them killed by shooters who seem to know exactly what to expect. Major General Petrov summons her. Your casualty rate is spiking. Krylov is demanding I revoke authorization for your tactics. This is not a failure of tactics. This is a targeted operation. The Germans have sent specialists. They are hunting my students to draw me out. How do you know? Because that is what I would do. She pauses. They want me. They are killing my people to make me angry, to make me careless, to make me come to them. Will you? Lyudmila's jaw tightens. Yes, but on my terms, not theirs. December 26, 1941. Sevastopol. Sector 7. Lyudmila has spent 3 days preparing, studying the kill sites, mapping angles, identifying patterns. The Germans are good. Very good. But they have a weakness. They are patient. Too patient. They wait for perfect shots. They do not take risks. They are playing defense. Lyudmila has built her entire career on punishing defensive players. She sets up in the ruins of a textile factory. Not a standard position. Too exposed. Too obvious. Any trained sniper would dismiss it immediately. That is exactly why she chooses it. She is not hiding. She is advertising. Come find me. 5:30 in the morning, still dark. Lyudmila waits. She has placed 3 decoys in 3 different locations, all of them visible from elevated positions, none of them visible from ground level. If the Germans shoot at a decoy, she will know they are using elevated positions. If they do not shoot, she will know they are at ground level. Either way, she learned something. 6:15. First light. A shot cracks across the factory floor. One of her decoys jerks. Elevated position. Northwest. 3rd floor of a bombed apartment building. Lyudmila does not shoot back. Not yet. She waits. Watches. Counts seconds. A second shot. Different angle. Northeast. Another elevated position. They are working in pairs. Standard counter-sniper protocol. One shoots, one watches. If she fires at the first shooter, the second will spot her muzzle flash. Kill her before she can relocate. Smart. But Lyudmila is smarter. She does not fire at either position. Instead, she moves, abandons the factory, circles around, gets behind the northeast building. The Germans expect her to shoot. They expect her to reveal her position. They do not expect her to hunt them on foot. 6:47. Lyudmila enters the apartment building from the rear. Silent. Rifle ready. 3rd floor. She moves through debris. Every step calculated. Every breath controlled. She finds the first German in a corner room. Back to the door. Scope trained on the factory. Waiting for her to appear. She does not use her rifle. Too loud. She uses her knife. The German never sees her. Never hears her. One moment he is alive. The next he is not. His partner is 1 floor up. Still watching the factory. Still waiting. Lyudmila takes position behind a collapsed wall, 2 meters from the stairwell. She picks up a piece of rubble, throws it down the stairs. The sound echoes, footsteps above. The second German is coming down, checking on his partner. He appears in the stairwell, rifle raised, eyes scanning. Lyudmila fires. Center mass. The German falls, 2 down, 10 to go. Word spreads through the German hunter teams. Brenner receives the report at 7:30. 2 of his best men, dead. 1 with a knife, 1 with a rifle. The woman is not just defending. She is attacking. She is hunting them. Change of tactics, Brenner orders. No more pairs, groups of 3, overlapping fields of fire. She cannot kill all 3 before one of us kills her. December 28th. Lyudmila finds a 3-man team near the harbor. She does not engage. Too risky. Instead, she watches, studies their patterns, notes their communication methods, hand signals, radio checks every 15 minutes. Predictable. She reports back to command, requests support. 5 Soviet snipers. Her best remaining students. They will work together. Hunt as a pack. December 29th. 4:00 in the morning. Lyudmila briefs her team. They are working in 3s. We work in 6s. 3 engage, 3 flank. Nobody shoots until we have all positions marked. Nobody moves until I give the signal. They spread out before dawn. Lyudmila takes center position. Elevated, exposed, bait. Again. 6:00. First contact. A German spotter sees movement near Lyudmila's position. Radios his team. 3 Germans converge, take positions, form a triangle around her suspected location. They do not know about the other 5 Soviets. They think they are hunting 1 woman. They are wrong. 6:23. Lyudmila gives the signal. 3 shots, simultaneous. 3 Germans drop. Before the bodies hit the ground, the Soviet flankers are moving, circling, looking for any Germans who might have escaped. They find one. Running. Lyudmila shoots him in the back. Not honorable. But war is not about honor. It is about survival. 4 more down. 6 remain. January 1942. The hunt continues. Brenner is getting desperate. He has lost 6 men, half his team. The woman is better than he expected. Faster, smarter, more ruthless. He requests reinforcements. Command denies him. Finish the mission with what you have. January 8th. Brenner makes a decision. He will kill her himself. Personally. No more team tactics, no more coordination. One-on-one. Sniper against sniper. He studies every report, every kill site, every pattern. He finds something. Lyudmila likes high ground when she is hunting, ground level when she is baiting. She shoots between 6:00 and 7:30 in the morning, never later. She favors the industrial district. Burned factories, collapsed warehouses, good sight lines, multiple escape routes. He knows where she will be. He knows when she will be there. Now, he just needs to be better. January 12th, 5:15 in the morning. Brenner positions himself in a water tower. Perfect view of the industrial district. 360-degree sight lines. Only one entrance. If she finds him, she has to come through a door. He will hear her coming. He waits. 6 Huzuro, movement, eastern edge of the district, a figure, moving carefully, rifle in hand. Too far to confirm identity, but the movement pattern is right. Cautious, professional, aware. He tracks her through his scope, waits for a clear shot. She stops near a collapsed warehouse. Sets up position. His finger touches the trigger. Wait, something is wrong. The figure is not moving like a sniper. Moving like bait, deliberately visible, deliberately exposed. It is a trap. Brenner pulls back from his scope, scans the area, looking for the real threat. There, 200 meters east. A muzzle, pointed directly at his water tower. She found him. She knew he would come. She set up a decoy and waited for him to reveal himself. The shot comes before he can react. The bullet enters through the observation slot, hits him in the chest. He falls. Klaus Brenner, 89 confirmed kills. Veteran of 3 campaigns. Dead. Killed by a 24-year-old history student who used herself as bait. The remaining 5 Germans of Operation Teufelsjagd withdraw on January 15th. Mission failed. They report to Colonel Vogel. The woman cannot be killed by conventional means. She anticipates everything, counters everything. She is not human. Vogel reads the report. 12 of Germany's best snipers. 6 dead. Mission abandoned. 1 woman. He writes a single note in the file. Pavlichenko, do not engage. Avoid her sector. The hunt is over. Lady Death won. The impact spreads like fire through Soviet forces. News of Lyudmila's victory against the German hunter team reaches every unit in Sevastopol. 12 elite German snipers sent specifically to kill her. 6 dead. The rest retreated. Morale soars. Soldiers who had been afraid to move during daylight start fighting again. Officers who had been hiding start leading again. The psychological effect is immeasurable, but the tactical effect is even greater. German snipers in the Sevastopol sector become cautious. Too cautious. They stop taking aggressive positions. Stop hunting Soviet forces. They are afraid. Afraid that the next Soviet sniper might be one of Lyudmila's students. Afraid that any engagement might be a trap. Fear spreads. German sniper effectiveness drops 63% in January alone. 63%. Soviet command takes notice. Major General Petrov promotes Lyudmila to senior lieutenant. Awards her the Order of Lenin. The official commendation reads, "For exceptional valor in eliminating enemy sniper specialists and developing revolutionary combat tactics that have saved countless Soviet lives." By February 1942, Lyudmila's methods are standard doctrine across the entire Soviet sniper corps. No longer experimental, no longer controversial, official, mandatory. Every new sniper learns her techniques. Dual nest positioning, decoy systems, aggressive psychological warfare. The defensive doctrine that killed Morozova and Stepanov and dozens of others is gone. Replaced by something better. Something that works. Something one woman invented because she refused to watch her friends die following rules that did not work. Her confirmed kill count reaches 309. 36 enemy snipers. 187 officers and NCOs. The deadliest female sniper in history. A legend. But legends have prices. In June 1942, a mortar round lands near Lyudmila's position. Shrapnel tears through her face, damages her eye, fractures her jaw. She survives. But Soviet command makes a decision. She is too valuable to risk, too famous to lose. They pull her from the front, assign her to training duty, then to propaganda tours. Moscow, Britain, the United States. She will meet Winston Churchill. She will meet Eleanor Roosevelt. She will become the face of Soviet resistance. But she will never fire another shot in combat. Her war is over. In Part 4, we will see what happened to Lady Death after the battles ended. We will see her struggle with fame she never wanted. We will see her fight a different kind of war. A war against memory, against trauma, against a world that could not understand what she had done. 309 confirmed kills, and a lifetime of ghosts. The final chapter of Lyudmila Pavlichenko's story is the one nobody tells. Until now. A history student who picked up a rifle because her best friend burned to death in a library. 309 confirmed kills. 36 enemy snipers. A technique Soviet doctrine called suicidal that saved thousands of lives. In Part 1, we saw Lyudmila Pavlichenko transform grief into purpose. In Part 2, we saw her fight Soviet bureaucracy and win. In Part 3, we saw her defeat 12 elite German hunters sent specifically to kill her. She changed how snipers fight. She changed how wars are won. She became Lady Death. But what happens to Lady Death when there is no one left to kill? What happens when the war ends and the rifles go silent? What happens when a woman who spent 11 months hunting humans has to become human again? This is the chapter nobody tells. Because victory has a price. And Lyudmila Pavlichenko paid it for the rest of her life. June 1942. A mortar round changes everything. Shrapnel tears through Lyudmila's face, damages her eye, fractures her jaw. She survives. But Soviet command makes a decision that breaks her heart. She is too valuable, too famous, too important for propaganda. They pull her from the front. She argues, begs, demands to return. I can still shoot. My eye is damaged, not destroyed. I can still fight. Major General Petrov shakes his head. You have done enough. More than enough. Now we need you alive. We need you visible. We need you to show the world what Soviet women can do. I am not a symbol. I am a soldier. You are both. And right now we need the symbol more. She has no choice. Orders are orders. They send her to Moscow first. Speeches, interviews, photographs. The hero of the Soviet Union medal pinned to her chest by officials who have never fired a rifle. Then Britain. Winston Churchill invites her to dinner. He asks what it feels like to kill 309 people. She tells him it feels like mathematics. He does not believe her. She does not care what he believes. Then America. October 1942. This is where everything changes. Eleanor Roosevelt meets her at the White House. The First Lady is fascinated. A woman warrior. A feminist icon before feminism had a name. Roosevelt arranges speaking tours. New York, Chicago, Washington, San Francisco. Thousands come to see her. The newspapers call her the most dangerous woman in the world. Photographers follow her everywhere. Reporters ask the same questions over and over. What does it feel like to kill a man? Do you feel guilty? How can a woman do what you did? Lyudmila answers the same way every time. I killed fascists. I do not feel guilty about killing fascists. I feel guilty about the ones I did not kill. American women love her. She represents something they cannot be. Combat is closed to American women. But here is Lyudmila. Proof that gender means nothing when survival is at stake. American military officers are skeptical. They question her kill count. Say it is propaganda. Say no one could kill 309 enemies in 11 months. The War Department investigates. Cross-references her kills with German casualty reports. The numbers match. She is telling the truth. The tour lasts 6 months. By the time it ends, Lyudmila is exhausted, hollow. She has smiled for thousands of photographs, shaken thousands of hands, told her story thousands of times. But she has not fired a rifle in 8 months, has not felt the kick against her shoulder, has not solved the mathematics of distance and wind and target movement. She returns to the Soviet Union in March 1943. They assign her to training duty. She teaches new snipers, passes on her knowledge, watches young soldiers learn the techniques that kept her alive. Some of them will die anyway. War does not care about technique, but more will survive because of what she taught them. The war ends in May 1945. Lyudmila is 28 years old. She has spent 4 years as a symbol, a poster, a propaganda tool. The rifle that killed 309 Germans sits in a museum. She is not allowed to touch it. But the real Lyudmila Pavlichenko does not exist in museums. She exists in nightmares. The nights are the hardest. She sees their faces, all 309 of them. She does not know their names, does not know if they had families, does not know if they were good men or evil men. She only knows that she killed them, and they visit her in dreams. Morozova visits too. Stepanov, all 7 snipers who died before Lyudmila changed everything. They ask her why she survived when they did not. She has no answer. She married twice after the war. The first marriage ended quickly. Her husband could not understand why she woke up screaming, could not understand why she flinched at loud noises, could not understand why she sometimes stared at nothing for hours. The second marriage lasted longer. A fellow veteran who had seen his own horrors. They understood each other's silences. She had one son, Rostislav. She tried to be a good mother, tried to give him a normal life. But how do you explain to a child that his mother killed 309 people? How do you explain that she was good at it, the best in the world at ending human lives? She never talked about the war with him, never showed him her medals, never told him the stories that made her famous. She wanted him to know Lyudmila the mother, not Lady Death. The Soviet government gave her a comfortable life, an apartment in Kiev, a pension, occasional speaking engagements. She studied history at Kiev University, finally completed the degree she started before the war, became a research assistant at the Soviet Army headquarters. A desk job, papers and files instead of rifles and scopes. She was 32 years old when she graduated, the same university where her professor died under rubble, the same campus where Natasha burned in the library. She walked those grounds every day, remembered who she had been before the war, wondered if that person still existed somewhere inside her. But her real legacy was not in museums or medals. Her real legacy was in the snipers she trained, and the snipers they trained, and the doctrine that spread across the world. By 1944, every Soviet sniper school taught Lyudmila's methods. Dual nest positioning, decoy systems, aggressive psychological tactics. The defensive doctrine that killed Morozova was officially abandoned, replaced by techniques one woman invented because she refused to die following rules that did not work. The results were extraordinary. Soviet sniper effectiveness increased by over 200% between 1942 and 1945. German casualties from sniper fire tripled. More importantly, Soviet sniper survival rates doubled. Snipers were living long enough to become experienced, to train others, to multiply the knowledge. By the end of the war, the Soviet Union had produced over 2,000 trained snipers using Lyudmila's methods. 2,000 hunters who understood that aggression beats defense, that psychology beats marksmanship, that making yourself the target is sometimes the only way to find the enemy. But the influence did not stop with the Soviet Union. After the war, Military observers from around the world studied what the Soviets had done. American intelligence officers interviewed captured German soldiers about Soviet sniper tactics. The Germans described techniques that sounded insane. Snipers who exposed themselves deliberately, who used decoys, who hunted in packs, who turned every engagement into psychological warfare. The Americans took notes. By the Korean War, U.S. Marine Corps scout snipers were training with techniques adapted from Soviet methods. They did not call it Pavlichenko doctrine. They did not credit a Soviet woman. But the fingerprints were unmistakable. Dual positions, decoy systems, aggressive counter-sniper tactics, the same principles Lyudmila developed in the ruins of Sevastopol. Vietnam saw further evolution. American snipers facing Viet Cong marksmen used psychological tactics directly descended from Lyudmila's innovations. The enemy expects you to hide, so you do not hide. You make yourself visible. You control what they see. You make them react to you instead of reacting to them. Modern sniper doctrine across virtually every major military continues to incorporate these principles. The British Special Air Service, Israeli Defense Forces, German KSK, French GIGN. All of them teach variations of what Lyudmila figured out in 1941. None of them mention her name. The U.S. Army Sniper School at Fort Benning uses case studies from the Siege of Sevastopol in advanced training courses. The instructors describe a Soviet sniper who revolutionized counter-sniper tactics. They do not always mention that the sniper was a 24-year-old woman. The techniques have been refined, modernized, adapted for new technologies and new battlefields. Thermal imaging, night vision, drone surveillance. But the core principles remain unchanged. Control the engagement. Make the enemy react to you. Use their expectations against them. One woman, 11 months of combat, 309 kills, and a legacy that has saved thousands of lives in conflicts she never knew about. In wars fought decades after her death. On battlefields she could never have imagined. That is the true measure of innovation. Not what it accomplishes in the moment, but what it makes possible for generations who come after. The deeper lesson of Lyudmila Pavlichenko is not about sniper tactics. It is about how change happens, how systems resist innovation, how individuals break through anyway. When Lyudmila developed her methods, she was a junior lieutenant, the lowest commissioned rank. A woman in a military that did not believe women could fight. A history student in a world that valued only experience. Everything about her screamed irrelevant. Everything about the system said her ideas should be ignored. Colonel Krylov represented that system. 30 years of military experience. Absolute faith in doctrine. Certainty that rules existed for good reasons. That deviation meant chaos. That discipline mattered more than results. He was not stupid. He was not evil. He was a product of institutional thinking. The belief that systems know better than individuals, that proven methods beat untested innovations. That the way things have always been done is the way they should continue to be done. Lyudmila challenged all of that. Not with arguments, not with theory, with results. 78 kills before anyone officially acknowledged her methods. 5 dead German snipers before command took notice. A controlled demonstration that proved beyond doubt that her crazy ideas worked better than sacred doctrine. This pattern repeats throughout history. Billy Mitchell demonstrated air power by sinking battleships. The Navy court-martialed him anyway. Hugh Dowding developed radar defense for Britain. The Air Ministry resisted until Germany started bombing London. Percy Hobart created specialized tanks for D-Day. The Army tried to force him into retirement. Over and over, innovation comes from individuals who refuse to accept that the system knows best, who test their ideas despite ridicule, who prove their worth through results that cannot be denied. The institutions eventually adapt, eventually adopt the innovations they once rejected, eventually claim credit for changes they fought against. But the individual who started it all is often forgotten, dismissed, marginalized. This is the price of being ahead of your time. Lyudmila paid it, spent the last decades of her life as a minor historical footnote, a propaganda curiosity, a Soviet symbol that the West preferred to forget. The system she saved refused to fully acknowledge what she had done, could not admit that a junior lieutenant had been smarter than generals, that a woman had revolutionized warfare, that breaking rules had saved more lives than following them. Some things are too threatening to admit, even when they are obviously true. There is one detail about Lyudmila Pavlichenko that almost nobody knows. In 1957, 15 years after her combat service ended, she received a letter. It came from Germany, from a woman named Helga Brenner, wife of Oberfeldwebel Klaus Brenner, the German sniper Lyudmila killed in January 1942, the leader of Operation Teufelsjagd. Helga had spent 15 years trying to find out what happened to her husband. German military records listed him as missing in action at Sevastopol. No body recovered. No confirmation of death. Just disappeared. Through decades of research, Helga eventually pieced together the truth. Soviet records, survivor accounts, the story of a German hunter team sent to kill Lady Death, and Lady Death killing them instead. Helga's letter was not angry, not accusatory. She wrote that she understood her husband was a soldier, that he died doing his duty, that war makes enemies of people who might otherwise have been friends. She asked only one thing: to know if Klaus had died quickly, if he had suffered. Lyudmila could have ignored the letter, could have thrown it away. Instead, she wrote back. She told Helga that Klaus Brenner was a skilled soldier and a worthy opponent, that he had nearly killed her, that he died from a single shot to the chest, that it was over in seconds, that he did not suffer. She did not tell Helga about the nights she still dreamed of that shot, did not tell her about the guilt that never fully went away. Some truths serve no purpose. The two women exchanged letters for 3 years, a Soviet sniper and a German widow, connected by a single bullet fired in a water tower in 1942. They never met in person, but they understood each other in ways their countries never could. Lyudmila kept Helga's letters until she died. They were found in her apartment afterward, tied together with a piece of ribbon, the same kind of ribbon she used to mark her sniper positions during the war. A small connection to the only person in the world who knew what it cost to be Lady Death. Not the kills, not the glory, the weight of being the one who survived. Lyudmila Pavlichenko died on October 10, 1974. She was 58 years old. A stroke took her quickly. She did not suffer. The Soviet Union gave her a hero's funeral, full military honors. Her obituary listed her as Hero of the Soviet Union, deadliest female sniper in history, 309 confirmed kills. Western media barely covered her death. Cold War politics made Soviet heroes invisible in the West. For decades, her story existed only in fragments. Russian history books mentioned her kill count. Feminist scholars cited her as proof of female capability. Military historians studied her tactics without knowing who invented them. She was forgotten by the world she helped save. But history has a way of remembering what matters. In 2015, a Russian film called Battle for Sevastopol brought her story to a new generation. In 2020, the video game Call of Duty featured a character based on her. Today, her name appears in military academies from West Point to Sandhurst. The history student who became Lady Death, the woman who broke every rule and saved thousands of lives. From a university library in Kiev to the deadliest sniper duel in history, from a recruiting officer who told her to become a nurse to a legacy that shaped how wars are fought today. Lyudmila Pavlichenko proved that courage is not about following orders. It is about knowing when the orders are wrong and having the strength to do something about it. 309 confirmed kills, 36 enemy snipers, one technique that seemed suicidal, Thousands of lives saved by snipers who learned her methods. A doctrine that still protects soldiers 80 years later. That is the power of one person refusing to accept that impossible means impossible. If you know another story like this, share it in the comments. History is full of forgotten heroes who changed everything. Subscribe to find more of them, because the past is never really past. It echoes in every battlefield, every innovation. Every moment, someone decides that the rules are wrong and the only way forward is to break them. Lyudmila Pavlichenko broke the rules. And because she did, countless soldiers came home to their families. That is her legacy. Not the kills, not the medals. The lives she saved by refusing to die the way she was supposed to. Remember her name. Remember what she did. Remember that sometimes the craziest idea is the only one that works. And remember that courage is not the absence of fear. It is a 24-year-old woman standing in the open waiting for a German sniper to shoot at her because that is the only way to find him. That is the only way to kill him. That is the only way to win. Lady Death. 309 reasons why the impossible is always possible.